This is take like number 5. But this is Devana. I'm from 90 Day Sisters, just half of us, unfortunately. Hopefully, if you've kept up, you know that I have moved to Jamaica. I had planned to move about 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago, but ended up getting delayed, just trying to be cautious with, you know, the pandemic and things like that. So I am here now. I've been here a little over a week. My son is taking a nap, so I'm taking advantage of that. I had totally had this plan today to sit outside with the beautiful lush green views so you can all just enjoy the peace of Jamaica with me, but it is raining, and hopefully I will do more vlogging when I'm allowed to be like out of quarantine and out and about. So as far as questions go, I'm standing here with the door open, getting slightly misted by the rain, and the bed net back here protecting us from the amazing mosquitoes and bugs and critters that exist in Jamaica. But the first question that I wanted to answer is, I guess, the big one. Why did I move to Jamaica? So if you've kept up at all with the 90 Day Sisters videos, hopefully you have. If you haven't, please go back and watch them. Okay, so standing up, I was catching too much wind. So let's see if this is any better. The big question is, why have I moved to Jamaica? So that answer is a little complicated, a little personal, but like I said, I filmed this video before and I felt like the answer that I gave there was just not, I don't know, didn't quite cover it, and I kind of want to be semi-transparent in this. So one of the reasons why I moved to Jamaica, besides the fact that my fiance lives here and the visa, of course, we've been waiting on our visa. We filed in June of 2020. We're now in January of 2021, so it's been a good amount of time. By now, typically, I would probably have an answer if the timeline and wasn't messed up with the pandemic, and if we had different president with different rules. So I have spent a good amount of time doing the solo single mom thing. And shout out to my fellow mothers. Worse or specifically a situation like mine, it is very difficult, it's very emotional, it's financially straining, it's just been a lot. So that was something that I was hoping not to do much longer. Also, just, you know, want to be with the person that you love, and I don't think that's a crime, even though some people seem to make it seem that way. And what else? The timeline, the unknown timeline, and just not knowing when we were going to be together just doesn't sit all that well. Where that is and how that's going to go. So that goes into my next question. No, because I didn't give you the full answer, number 1. Going back, and then the next question. Sorry. Okay, so here's where I want to get a little more real. So struggle along with me. 2020 was a trying year for many of us, and I left my job in December of 2019 and intended to find another job, and then the pandemic hit, and then I was just stuck unemployed for too long, way too long, and that became very straining, as I mentioned before, with the whole single solo mom thing. That became just very straining, and I kept, you know, my fiance was like, move out here, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get a job, and eventually after so long, I was like, wow, I am not getting a job. And, you know, a few interviews and stuff, but nothing ever pulled through. And so I was like, all right, that's it. Our only option to be together and to try to, like, not have so much financial stress living in 2 different places, trying to pay for, you know, a kid together, but also our own separate bills, was to move here. So eventually that's the decision we came to, and that's why I'm standing on Jamaican land right now. Question number 2. How long am I planning to stay? I have no idea. My life tends to be a little less planned out than I imagined it. At one point in my, like when I was a little younger, I had quite an idea of how things were gonna go, and then I've lived life and found out that nothing goes as planned or has gone as planned. So here we are, just winging it as usual, and that is what I'm gonna do as I'm here. I moved here with the intention of things being long-term. However long-term is, I really don't know. But we are not canceling the fiancé visa right now. We're gonna let that kind of ride out and see what happens, and then make decisions as we go. Still looking for jobs in the US. just to see how that goes, because that will be a condition of the K1 visa, but also going to just live here. And it's really been hard for me to try to put my energy into so many different things in so many different places. So I really would love to just commit to the US or commit to here. But unfortunately, life is not that simple right now. So I'm going to try to commit to here. But even within this week, I ran into some difficulties in doing that. So how long I'm being here, I don't know. We're playing it by ear and seeing what happens, seeing what opportunities come across or don't. Another reason that we previously discussed in another video is racial injustice and how that's weighed into the decision to move abroad as well. So I'll put that video link below in the details box so that you can check it out. All right, so you will just have to keep watch, and I could pop up in America tomorrow on my Instagram stories. That'll probably be where the updates will be. And I couldn't tell you because I have zero answers for myself, so I can't tell you anything. There's no secret. And then the whole idea of how can I stay? How do I just pick up and move to another country? First off, recognizing the privilege that it is to be an American, to have this ability, because our passports allow us to do certain things. The fact that I'm American allows me to have certain travel privileges that many other countries don't have, or that we don't give other people. So first off, acknowledging that. More than aware, I am an expat for the service, just the purpose of knowing, kind of like relating the whole idea of me moving abroad. But I realize that I am an immigrant. I don't know if you guys realize that we call ourselves expats when we move abroad, but when people move to us, we call them immigrants. So I am an immigrant at this moment. And how can I do this? Besides the fact that I'm an American who has the privilege to do so, number one. Second is I am a Jamaican. I was born in America, but I am Jamaican. I have Jamaican grandparents and Jamaican parents on both sides. So that allows me, and this is not immigration advice, if you are trying to immigrate, hit up the website, ask around like I did. But I qualify for Jamaican citizenship. So after I can come out of quarantine and go do the paperwork, I will be applying for my Jamaican citizenship, and I will be a dual citizen of both America and Jamaica. So Jamaica has a website which can give you more details, but it basically tells you which categories you can potentially qualify for to be able to move to Jamaica. And even some of those categories only allow you a certain length of time stay. So between me marrying a Jamaican, I could do it that way, or I could do it through my own, what they call it, lineage. And that is the faster route, that is the more secure route in my opinion for me personally. So that's what I'm going to go with. And then my son will be a citizen as well, which he already is, but we just don't have the paperwork. So that is how I'm able to do this. Okay, so now my feelings about this. How do I feel about moving to Jamaica? So these feelings are everywhere. I'm excited, nervous, I'm frustrated, I am like bursting with anticipation, I am happy, I am sad, and that just goes with like leaving the familiarity of home, leaving my family, especially taking my son from my family was very difficult at the airport, but also bringing him to his family here, having him spend time with his dad, me being able to spend time with his dad, looking like, actually feeling like our future is moving forward, being reunited as a family. But also there's a lot of uncertainty with moving here. There's a lot of frustration with moving here. Jamaica is a beautiful place, but it is a developing country. That comes with many challenges, which probably be a video later. And I will be as open as I can about sharing some of those as well. I don't want to like glorify this whole trip because it is far from that. However, I realize that I am blessed and privileged to be able to live in this beautiful place and be looking at the view that I'm looking at now, and I will show you at some point, just kind of throw up a clip. But yes, what was the question I was going over again? Oh, feelings. I am also extremely frustrated and angry, I guess, a little bitter about the fact that we tried to go one route in bringing him to the US, and then with me not being able to get a job after I've gone through school twice, have a master's degree, did everything I was supposed to be able to be employed and live this American dream, and the idea of, you know, working hard and you'll get, you know, what you're supposed to get, da-da-da. I don't say the word, but you know. So yeah, that part has been really frustrating. Also just the fact that, you know, like we want to be together and we just haven't been able to, and that's difficult. I feel like I've had to choose between like love and I don't even know. I don't know. I've just had to choose, and I don't feel like, you know, I've had to choose between my fiance and my family, America and Jamaica, love and not singleness, but, you know, like being alone. And that is like, it's very unfair to me. You may have your other opinions, but it's unfair to me. All right, and now there's my family's feelings. So it's interesting. My family is, well, let's start. My sisters are like, dang it, but we understand. You know, like it's a hard choice for you, but we get it. So I would say they're supportive. They've never really tried to talk me out of it. My parents are kind of like, you know, like I moved to Jamaica once and I came home early. It was very challenging. It's going to have its challenges again this time, so I think they're very wary of that. Unfortunately, they still haven't met my fiance, so I think they're also kind of nervous about that, like sending me and then their grandson off to be with a stranger. And I get that. Also, them being Jamaican, they've lived a very challenging Jamaican experience, I guess, and so they don't want me to have those challenges. They don't want me to experience those dangers. And then there's also the idea of like my extended family. Someone brought up something that I hadn't even considered before, and she had said, well, you know, like kind of like I'm backtracking what my family has tried to do for us as far as improving. You know, last generation ago, the generation before me, my parents, you know, immigrated to the US, and then their parents before them, because they were looking for a better life, they were looking for more opportunities. And, you know, my aunt was just kind of like, I guess I'm throwing it away in a sense, you know, living in America. And I get that, and I acknowledge that. However, I feel like my grandparents and my parents made the choices that they felt were best for their family, to have the best opportunity, to find happiness, to be successful. And I feel like I'm doing that same thing. So I don't think that I'm wasting an opportunity of living in America or being an American. I can always go back. But also I am doing the same thing they did, is how I see it. I'm doing what I feel is best for my family. And everyone can understand that. And some people, you know, are like, it's kind of an irresponsible choice to do during, you know, the whole pandemic, or like, why now? Why not just wait? And I'm like, if I told you to wait for a scenario like this, I told you wait to get married, you know, wait to have a second parent in the home of your child, that sounds like a crazy request to me. I don't think that's a fair request to ask. So that's why I've made the choice that I have made, and that's how my family feels about it. They're not totally on board, but they're not stopping me. And yeah, so yeah, it's really hard and emotional, as you can probably imagine. And then another question, and one of the biggest hurdles in moving abroad for anyone, is what will I do for work? And so if you know that I've been teaching online for a while, so I plan to continue to do that. I've had some hurdles with that as far as internet access, which probably again will be another video about challenges. Hopefully I can figure that out, because that is a big part of me being here and being comfortable being here. So remote working is the big thing for me. And that eventually, you know, maybe this YouTube will be monetized, or maybe my Instagram will be monetized, and I can make some money off of that. But I've got to get creative, and I feel like not yet, because I'm still dealing with like the shock of moving here and some settling in frustrations. But hopefully when I feel more settled, my mind can start getting a little more creative with how to better secure our family here, in addition to what my fiance, you know, offers. And the last question that I am getting a lot is, do I plan to get married while I'm here? And if you follow my Instagram stories, you know that I brought a wedding dress. And again, this is one of those, we don't really know. And so I can't answer that question. And then when we do make a decision, I probably can't share, and I will share why I can't share when I can share. I know that was the most vague, irritating response because I would be watching this and be like, but I'm sorry. When I am able to share and when I am able to explain that answer, then you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am more than welcome to answering additional questions, but those are the big ones that I've got for now. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and watch the video, share the video, and please send me more questions, more topics, things that you would like to see about living in Jamaica. I will try to make the best of this experience and share this experience. I regret not having shared more the first time around. I think I was just dealing with so much I didn't share, and this time hopefully I'm better in a better headspace to be able to do so. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.